Hey folks, so I want to talk about this phenomenon that I am seeing not just in the AI safety space, but in particular in the AI safety space, and I wanted to add some context. So, lots and lots of people, and this is nothing new by the way, lots and lots of people have been talking about the conversation around AI safety, accelerationism, doomerism, that sort of thing. And what ends up happening is people talk about the conversation more than they talk about the issue. And so this tweet popped up, and this was a particularly salient tweet. So I just wanted to kind of give you the overview. People are scaring away AI safety comms people, and it's tragic. Lots of reasons, and there's even a meme about it. Someone says, "I'm going to advocate for AI safety online," and then people gang up on him and say, "What if somebody interprets you? You didn't say it precisely enough." Blah 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 blah. That is exactly purity testing, and I'll talk more about that in a second. But it's like basically you have this kind of like gang mentality of just like gang up on someone who's new or someone who's lower status, and you police them and you just kind of brutalize them or whatever. So this meme is purity testing like to the letter. And so then I added a comment. I said, hallmarks of a narrow status game that is less and less grounded on objective empirical outcomes or even good principles, but instead based on a single belief or axiom. Expect the purity testing to increase to the same degree as anti-vax and flat earth and incel movements. So I'm going to use this as a moment to plug my favorite book of all time, The Status Game by Will Storr. And so what I went on, and so Kat actually asked, she's like, what does this mean? And so I said, look, purity testing is this. Criticizing the style, basically saying that the style, if you have the wrong style, then that means that you're wrong or you're actually oppose the message. And you see that kind of thing, like if you question the doctrine, then you're bad. Nuance in the conversation is discouraged. And then views are also tied to in-group versus out-group status. The club gets smaller over time, which means the island shrinks and people get voted off the island. That's exactly what's going on here. And any kind of dissent is framed as harmful. And then I added, this pattern emerges in groups centered on a single unsubstantiated belief, e.g., vaccines are bad, the earth is flat, or AI will kill everyone, without any epistemic grounding, because again, those are just beliefs. Those are prophecies. There's not really any evidence to support them, but also it doesn't matter whether or not there's evidence to support it. It's a singular belief. It is a singular assertion. And so any community built on any axiom will become an echo chamber. And so then also because it's lacking more comprehensive epistemic grounding or ethical frameworks, they devolve into purity tests. Purity testing is how you decide who to vote off the island as the status game gets narrower. And so then, of course, I say, this is called a prestige game. You're basically virtue signaling piety or virtue signaling adherence to a very strict litmus test of piety or, devotion or whatever to the cause. And so now, the reason that I'm making this is because this entire thing distracts from the reality of AI safety conversations. When you have an axiom, AI is going to kill everyone, or AI is super dangerous, and you have that, without really updating your beliefs on evidence or saying, like, let's actually look at what's physically going on in the world. Let's look at how AI is being deployed. Let's look at the data. Let's look at the math. If you are just going to be out there saying, continuously shouting into the void, AI is killing everyone, it's not actually killing everyone, nobody takes you seriously anymore. But what happens is, and by the way, Will Storr has literally dozens, if not hundreds of examples from his research to describe what's going on in this situation. So what happens in these situations is anytime that there is a complex social environment, whether it is a prison, a company, or Twitter, which is Twitter and Reddit and social media are on the world stage, you end up with a status game, which basically means anyone who signals through sharing memes or through saying the right tweets or making the right videos, anyone who does the correct virtue signaling, and some of it is costly signaling. So costly signaling is where you put in a lot of effort. So people like Robert Miles, who has great YouTube channel, is actually doing research in the space. That is an example. And when I say costly signaling, I don't mean to like cheapen what he's doing. He's actually putting in the work. And so he has high status in the AI safety community because he is doing what's called costly signaling. He's actually putting in the work. He's reading the papers. He's doing the research. He's, talking to people, going on podcasts and going to conventions and whatever else he's doing. I mean, he's doing a lot of stuff. That's costly signaling. The costly signaling is the best way to be high status within any particular social group. And then there's virtue signaling. So virtue signaling is low effort signaling. That is like, the equivalent of shit posting to get status, to get clout. So that's, writing comments on Reddit, that's writing comments on Twitter, that's sharing memes. It's just basically saying, hey, look, I'm a member of the club. And I'm not going to say that that's what Kat is doing here, because she's part of the actual movement. But this particular thing that she's commenting on is how people can virtue signal by saying, oh, well, you're not one of the cool kids. I'm going to beat up on you on behalf of the actual cool kids. I'm going to pretend that I have the authority of people that are, higher up in the food chain, and I'm going to police everyone else. And so if you watch high school movies like Mean Girls, it's exactly the same thing that's going on. It is the same exact psychological mechanism going on, which is basically policing who is in group versus who is out group. And this is, one, it's not unique to AI. It's not unique to really any movement. It's not unique to race, wealth, quality, equality, class, whatever the movement happens to be. And again, this book, like, he's got examples where it's based on race or age, or religion. It's also, he's got things where it's based on principles or other axioms, such as, the anti-vax movement, such as flat earthers, and those sorts of things. So that is what's going on here. And make of it what you will. I'm not going to say, like, once you learn enough about this stuff, I'm not saying that it's good or bad. Like, this is just human nature, man. That's how our operating system works. And this is an example of the neurobiological failures that I talk about, that leads to situations like Moloch, which is our brains, our monkey brains, our savannah monkey brains are not calibrated to understand Twitter and Reddit. That's not, like, we have not evolved enough to keep up with our own technology. So I want to close out by talking about my community that I'm building, which is the new Era Pathfinders. So this is a learning and teaching community that is based on my personal mission, which is the long-term goal is to create 100 million new systems thinkers over the next 10 years. Now, that might sound like a lot, but that's 1/80th of the human population right now. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be teaching all about, I've got this 5-pillar framework that I'm working on, where the first one is become an AI power user. Pillar 2 is understand the economic changes that are coming. Number 3 is learn about back to basics lifestyles, how to be a happy person, irrespective of what technology is doing. Master people skills, the most valuable skill set you will have, period. And then radical alignment, which is my post-nihilist philosophy that I've been working on. So if you want to join the community, go ahead and jump on over. Link is in the description, or you can just jump over to school.com. That's SKOOL.com, and just search for New Era Pathfinders. We have meetings regularly. So you can see I've got it all populated out. The next one is going to be in a couple hours after recording this. And this is the next leg of my mission. It is the next evolution of my mission. And jump on over, and I hope to see you there. So cheers. Have a good one.